Have you ever wondered how to cast a baitcaster reel without getting the bird's nest and these big jumbled messes on the end? A lot of people want to use these, but are afraid to use them because they've had a bad experience with them, or they've just seen where other people have had bad experiences and they won't use these baitcasters. I'm going to show you a super easy, simple, and effective way to use these without ever getting a bird's nest and getting super long cast every single time. All right, so this is the Cat Max reel. It doesn't matter what the brand is. These all work the same. This is a baitcaster reel. If you don't know a lot about it, okay, you see it's got an open design. And the way you drop the bail is on this one, is clicking this button. They might have one over here on some of these, doesn't really matter. And on this one, you just click right here, drop it. And to reel it, click it back in, you're just gonna turn the handle. That's it. There's nothing much to it. Now, the other features of these, I'm not going to get too much into all the features. I'm really going to show you how to cast it. That's the most important thing. But this has a star drag, looks like a star. That loosens it, and that tightens it. Now, the only other thing I'm going to go over before I get out on the water and show you how to cast these things is this button right here, which is very, very important. It's not really a button, but you see it turns right here. This is determining how much tension is on this reel. So if I loosen this a lot, your line is going to become looser when you cast it. What I mean by looser, it goes faster. It drops faster with the weight on the end. If I tighten it up, it keeps the line's not flying off quite as fast. And that we'll go over that when we go out on the water, because when you're first starting out, it's probably best to have this a little bit tighter so it's not flying out of there and you're not going to get a bird's nest as easily. And then as you cast and get a little more comfortable with it, you can back off. And the advantage of that is now you can cast it farther the more you back off on this, because it's allowing that line to fly off faster. Okay? It's a little bit tighter, it's not going to fly off as fast, less chance of a bird's nest. So start off a little bit tighter. As you get more comfortable, loosen it up, and we'll go over that when we go out on the water right now. All right, so we are down here on the river, and I'm going to show you exactly how to cast this baitcaster. And we don't want to overthink it, it's super simple. So let's take a look. All right, so to me, the key to this is to cast more up. Okay, everyone tries to cast straight out, and that tends to cause more backlashes. So when I'm going to cast this, I'm going to have my arm angle going up, just up towards the sun, and that's going to help two things: keep the backlash from happening, and also get a longer cast. So let's take a look at that. So I'm just going to reach back behind me, just like this, and I'm going to cast up. All right, so I told you about this button before previously. And all this is doing is adjusting the tension on the line. So, for example, I'm gonna leave it as is, and we're gonna watch how the weight falls. So I'm gonna click right here, okay, and then when I release the line with my thumb, it's gonna fall to the ground pretty fast, okay? Now, if I adjust this button down, get the hold of this, I'm going to tighten this all the way down. We're going to click this again. I'm going to drop the weight again. Much slower. Let's look at that again. See, now when it falls, it's pretty slow and controlled. So when I sling that out over the water like that, it is not going to get a backlash quite as easily. Now, vice versa. If I take this and loosen it, okay, loosen that down. Now when you look at that weight, look how fast it falls. Super fast, okay? So that's gonna allow me to cast farther, but it has a higher rate of getting a backlash. So I'm gonna go ahead and sling this out in the water so you can see what's going on. So I'm just gonna reach back behind me, just like this, and I'm going to cast up. The key to this is to, I'm casting up, but right here, I'm going to hold the line with my thumb, okay? And the second before it hits the water, as I'm anticipating it, the second before it hits the water, okay, I'm going to stop it. So as I cast, the entire time the line is flying out, I have my thumb just gently right there. As the line's going by, my little thumb is gently on it just to keep that backlash from happening. And then right before it hits the water, pressure down and stop it. Okay? So as it's going along, I'm just got my thumb gently, gently, gently. About to hit the water, stop it. And then you can let it sink from there. So it's going to be just like this. Simple as that. Don't overthink this, guys. It's very simple. Just control it with your thumb. Just keep it from getting out of control. And then right before it hits the water, stop it with your thumb. That's the entire thing. Now, as far as how this reels, it's very simple. It's just a normal reel. Nothing to it. That's all there is to it. Keep the thumb on the, we're going to cast up. Keep the thumb on the reel the whole time, just gently guiding it. Right before it hits the water, stop it with your thumb. That's the entire thing. And you got to go out and do it yourself. The more times you do it, the better it's going to work out for you. But here's the deal. People tend to not use bait casters because they're scared of them, they're intimidated by them. Don't be. Just follow those things I said. Cast up and out, up and out. Guide it with your thumb is number 2. Number 3, right before it hits the water, stop it with your thumb. That's the entire thing. There's nothing more to it. And I think if you get out there and practice it, you'll really like a bait caster. But I think that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys liked it, and God bless.